What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Chelsea. Today we take on Celtic in the Europa League second knockout round, second leg. We've got a 3-1 advantage and we're bringing them to Stamford Bridge, so we should definitely be favorites. After that, we're taking on Tottenham away from home in the Premier League. In the table, we still currently sit second place, 1 point behind Liverpool. Tottenham in fifth, our closest competition to possibly dropping out of the Champions League spots, which for me this season, minimum expectation is qualifying for the Champions League. Obviously, I want to finish as high as possible, and I'd love to win the league, but I just want to secure Champions League football for next season. We've only played one game since last episode, and we took on a Bristol City team that beat us the last time we played, just about 3 months ago, in their ground. They beat us 2-1, and it wasn't undeserved. A draw probably would have been the fair result, but they did beat us. But this time, we brought them to Stamford Bridge, and we beat them comfortably as well, 3-0. The result still wasn't super comfortable, though. It looked like it was a comfortable scoreline, but the stats are pretty similar. We created a lot of better chances. We had twice their XG. They only had 1/2 chance. So they had a lot of shots, a few shots on target, but none of them were super high quality. But we created good chances and put them away and got the win. But we still got some of the big hitters on the bench just in case it gets a little scary and we need them. So Reece James is available, Mason Mount, Yeremy Pino, Bruno Thiago. I think we've got all bases covered. We should be good with the squad out there, but if it starts to go awry, we can bring in the likes of Bruno Thiago and Yeremy Pino to make the difference and make sure we get through. And for this game, we'll be playing our more possession style. This is really what we use at home in most situations, and I think we can do it today against Celtic. They're not even the best team in Scotland. Rangers are. So I think we can play this way, and I think we can get the win. Let's hold on to the ball. Let's see this tie out comfortably. First tie is going to be pretty early, 3 minutes in. It's going to be a throw in with us down this left-hand side. Benjamin Sesko's going to find Raheem Sterling. It's going to go back to Sesko, looking for a ball over the top to Havertz. He's got to wait for some support in the box. He puts in an early ball. It wasn't really the right call there, I don't think. He had to wait for more men to get in the box, but we do end up picking up the ball and look to recycle it once again. We can still create a chance from here. Benjamin Sesko dropping deep to pick up the ball. Then she goes out wide to Jimmy Wong. Not the best attacking wingback, but a great ball in this time by Havertz. He finds Mariba, making the underlapping run. Unfortunately, it was a good save from the goalkeeper to keep him off the score sheet. We are going to see this corner, though, and we don't win the first, but Mariba has the ball on the edge of the area again. He's going to go back to Mike Fromm. Are we still going to create something here? A lot of times you see these highlights and then just randomly end. I kind of expect that to happen again. Yep. But we're going to get another highlight immediately afterwards. Then this one's starting with Celtic. They're looking to build through the midfield, going all the way back to their center back. Not even going to try that name, but he's going to look for a ball long, and we're going to win that. If that's how they intend to play this, we should be okay. They don't seem too worried about possession. We should be able to hold on to the ball, and eventually we will create some good chances. Our center backs just have to make sure the opposition can't get in behind them. Havertz does get in behind Celtic, but I think it was a good defensive action to clear the ball. Now we have it once again, looking to create another attack. Camavinga into Havertz. Everything right now is going to Kai Havertz. He finds Raheem Sterling. He was offside, unfortunately. 15 minutes in now, it's another throw-in down this left-hand side from Ruggeri. We have dominated this opening period of the match. It's been all Chelsea. Raheem Sterling is going to go back to the left back. Badiashile is going to hold on, wait for his players to get in position. We're not going to look to rush anything here. We're playing a little bit lower tempo. Benjamin Sesko, as a complete forward, dropping deep to pick up the ball and bring in Sterling and the other midfielders. Fromm looks for a run for Ruggeri through the middle. He finds Sesko on the edge of the area, and that is not something you see from Benjamin Sesko very often. He's more of a penalty box merchant, not a long shot merchant, but he showed us he can do it right there. What a finish that is from Benjamin Sesko, showing up on the big stage, which he did do for us at Sporting. A very good finish from outside the area in the top corner, and we take a lead. 30 minutes in, we've got another highlight. It's going to start with the throw-in for Celtic this time. I feel like the way this game's gone so far, we don't have too much to worry about. We don't need to bring on the likes of Yeremy Pino and Bruno Thiago. Looks like we're going to comfortably get through this, especially when you have Raheem Sterling doing stuff like that. Just like Benjamin Sesko doesn't really shoot from outside the box and put it in the back of the net, you don't see Sterling from that kind of distance either. He's usually kind of a, no one in goal, wide open net in front of him kind of a finisher. He's not a, whatever this is. What a finish that is. The power behind it as well. Keeper didn't stand a chance. That should be tie over. We're going to have another highlight, though. It's going to be a goal kick from Celtic, but we can win this, and we will win this. Jimmy Wong, without anyone trying to combat him for it, is going to go inside to Mancini. Camavinga looking for a switch ball out to Sterling. The defender's going to head it back to the goalkeeper very well, but he's likely to try to go long again. It hasn't worked for Celtic so far. I think they have one shot in the entire game, 2 shots now, but still we haven't seen a highlight from them yet. Badiashile is going to go into Fromm after we won the ball. He's going to go out wide to Sterling, who's had a great game so far today. Mike Fromm, he's been solid. He's been a little up and down this season. Benjamin Sesko out wide to Raheem Sterling, looking for a ball to Kai Havertz, who's been heavily involved today. He's going to pull it back from Mariba, but a good block. He's going to fall back to Havertz again, though, and he adds on to that good day with another goal. And it was a well-taken one as well. The goalkeeper kind of out of position. He just had the shot that was blocked, so you can kind of understand why he wasn't able to put a big challenge there. We get a little fortunate with it falling right back to Havertz, but he just makes no mistakes. He puts it right in the corner. That is 3-0, and it was already tie over, but now it's definitely tie over. And we're getting to the point where we might be embarrassing Celtic here. Hopefully for Celtic, this is one of the last highlights of the first half because it has not been a good half for Celtic. We're going to see if we can get in behind again. Our midfielders have been making a lot of these runs, these underlapping runs, and getting in good positions. This time, Marimba crosses it in to the back post for Kai Havertz, but he can't put it on target. 43 minutes in, there's a throw in for Celtic. This is probably the last highlight of the half, and it's their first attack, literally the first time we've seen them in our box. So, of course, it's a goal. I mean, can't blame Horazzo there. The defender is just wide open in the middle. Like, where is the marking? Usman brings this down, and it is Jimmy Wong not marking his man, and that is harder to miss than it is to score. So we're going to go into halftime with a 3-1 advantage. As annoying as that last goal was, in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to mean much. We're getting through this. We're advancing to the quarterfinals. It's just going to be 45 minutes. It's basically just a formality at this point. First highlight of the second half is about 53 minutes in. It's going to be a goal kick from Celtic, and they're actually going to win this one. We haven't seen them do that yet today. But they're going to have an attack on their goal. The last time they did this, it went in the back of the net. If this one does here, I will start to get a little nervy. And they're going to. Again, Kouame unmarked in the middle of the box. Pretty impossible to miss. And it's 3-2. They do need another 3 goals, so we should be fine. But the defending we've seen the last couple of highlights has been absolutely shambolic. About 69 minutes, and we've got a highlight starting with us this time. Badiashile is going to go into Camavinga. Eventually he's going to find Beatty, who's come on as a sub for Mariba. I felt like we didn't need him anymore. That might not eventually not be the case, but hopefully we're still all right. Isaac Beatty's come in. He's going to put a ball in, looking for somebody at the back post, but it's not going to get there. It is going to be cleared out just to Ruggeri. Plays the ball between him and Mike Fromm. And she goes back to Camavinga. Into Isaac Beatty. Into Kai Havertz. He's going to look through for Jimmy Wong, who's going to get on the end of this. We've not seen Jimmy Wong do much positive today, but yeah, he was at fault for one of those goals. Isaac, okay, apparently we just love scoring worldies right now in a game that's basically over. Like, why can't you do this in close games? Like, I'll take it. I enjoy it, but I mean, we already had this pretty much tied up. You don't need to be having these go in, but apparently all of our luck is coming today. And it looks like that goal might have killed it. There's 3 minutes left, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last highlight. Starting with a goal kick from Horazzo. He's going to go out to Mancini. I'm pretty sure we can officially say this game is over. We're up 4-2. They need 4 goals in about 2.5 minutes. Unlikely. The biggest likelihood is that we get another goal. Benjamin Sesko dropping deep. He's going to look for Zavanek, who's come on as a sub for Kai Havertz. On the left-hand side, he's going to look for Camavinga eventually, who gets to it. Jimmy Wong, not had the best day, but he was involved in that last goal. Raheem Sterling down this right-hand side. Sesko in the middle. And it is another goal for Chelsea. And great play by Raheem Sterling. This might be the best game we have seen from Raheem Sterling. He has absolutely dominated on both sides of the pitch. Playing as a winger this time, he puts in a very good ball for Benjamin Sesko, who really should be scoring more goals like this. He's massive. He's 6'5". And that's how it's going to end. It is a 5-2 victory to Chelsea. I love the 5 goals. We were very good going forward. Only 1.9 XG. Only 0.6 more than Celtic, even though we scored 3 more goals than them. I feel like we got a lot of luck today. We didn't have a single clear-cut chance. They had 2 and scored both of them. They were both basically open nets, but we dominated possession. But even with a good 5-2 victory, still not fully happy with the performance. But I think you can chalk some of it down to the game basically being over at halftime. Benjamin Sesko with one of his best performances in a Chelsea shirt with 2 goals and 1 assist. He was very good today, and that's good to see because he's been a little up and down for us here at Chelsea. Even a little bit at Sporting as well. In terms of the Europa League, the draw for the quarterfinal is tomorrow, but we do know all the teams that have advanced. So Leverkusen beat Fenerbahce, no surprise there. Obviously, we beat Celtic. Leon beat Famalicão. No big surprises yet. Feyenoord beat Roma. That might be a little bit of a surprise. Isn't that the final of the Europa Conference League that just happened? Feyenoord Roma, but Roma gets the win. AEK beat Club Brugge on penalties. Sevilla beat Dortmund 3-2. That's a pretty big upset. Rangers did beat Ajax, and then Atletico Madrid beat Porto. So no real massive shocks other than Feyenoord. There's still some good teams in this competition. Atletico probably being the best of them, but there's still teams like Leverkusen, Sevilla, Lyon that would be tough draws. But there's definitely one team in here that I think everyone else wants, and that's definitely AEK. I'd take Feyenoord as well, though. And here it is, the draw for both the quarterfinal and the semifinal of the Europa League. Obviously, I want AEK. If you can do me the kindness of giving me AEK, I would really appreciate it. First out of the hat is us. So every team is on the board. I mean, as long as it's not Atletico, I think I'd be okay. Obviously, I want AEK, Feyenoord, Rangers, but I've got a bad feeling about this. We are taking on... Should I even be surprised? Like, should I? All I get are tough draws. We get Atletico because, of course we do. All right, who's out next? Leverkusen. Who are they going to get? Of course they do. AEK. If we're going to get that, at least make AEK play like Rangers or Feyenoord, so one bad team goes through. But no, we're going to have to play the best team in the competition, and then all the minnows are going to get knocked out. Awesome. Love it. Sevilla, I mean, this is going to be either Feyenoord or Rangers. You know that's going to happen. Feyenoord. So, yeah, all the minnows are going to be knocked out, and unless we can beat Atletico, we might be knocked out as well. So, Rangers are taking on Lyon. And now for the semifinal. Obviously, I mean, really at this point, doesn't really matter. I don't know if there is any easy, maybe Rangers or Lyon. Lyon might be the worst of the big teams remaining. Leverkusen and Sevilla probably a little bit better. So obviously I would want this one, but which one's the hardest? Probably Sevilla Feyenoord. That's gonna be the one we're gonna get. Might not even matter because we have to get past Atletico first. Sevilla or Feyenoord? It's gonna happen, right? Like, I think everyone in the world knows this is gonna happen. Wow. Okay. I mean, we're getting Leverkusen for sure. I would have preferred Rangers or Lyon, but yeah, we're playing Leverkusen if we do get past Atletico Madrid, because I don't see a single reality in which AEK beats Bayer Leverkusen. And our matchup with Atletico Madrid is coming up in a little under a month's time. But first, we got to take on Tottenham. We are playing them in their own ground. They're having a decent season so far, 58 points, plus 23 goal difference compared to our plus 44. But let's see how the recent form is. Pretty good. They are in the best form they've ever been in. That's worrying. They have literally not lost a game since December 18th. And they just beat Manchester United. They drew with Milan in the Champions League first knockout round. Who else have they beaten? Man City, they beat 3-1. They haven't faced a lot of big teams in this run. But still, we have proven that some of the smaller teams can still get some upsets. And they've done very well to avoid those. Before we get to Tottenham, though, we've got a youth intake. I haven't seen it yet. We're going to see it at the exact same time. The preview wasn't super optimistic. It didn't look like anything special, but maybe they'll surprise us. Unlikely. Youth intake. Can we get some good players? Some good young players into this Chelsea team? A 1.5-star player in youth intake for Chelsea is actually not bad. Unfortunately, it doesn't have much potential. But yeah, 1.5 stars. Like, he's probably a decent player. Welsh, gonna be international, I'm sure. The rest of it, I mean, not great. But let's look at the best. I mean, there's an Icelandic player. I don't know why, but there is. He's a winger, can play striker. Which one do we look at first? Probably the one that's... are there any good 1- or 3-star ones? There's a couple. Let's look at these 3 stars first. They still can be decent players. 3 stars for Chelsea isn't bad. Starting at the bottom, Dwayne Keogh. He is a winger, English winger. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Decent attributes everywhere. Isn't completely awful in one area that will completely rule him out from ever being a competent player. So, might be something there. All right, an American next. Dino Zubanovic. That is definitely not an American name, but he is a striker. Actually, he's only 2.5 stars. He's American. We're going to look at him. Nah. Can't pass, which is, I think, is pretty important. Has no physical ability yet, but he can finish and head. 6'2". I doubt he's going to be anything. What's the second nationality? Like Serbian or something? Bosnian. Okay. All right. Well, who is next? So, Ryan McBride, Northern Irish midfielder. Again, not bad. As kind of a playmaker, he's not defensive enough to play that deeper role and doesn't know how to play it at all. Advanced playmaker, I mean, 9 dribbling might be just enough to be able to do it. And he's got some decent mentals for playing in a more advanced area. No physical ability, but he is a midfielder. And if he's going to lack anything, it might be physicals. But not sure about him, but he is only 15. All right, up next, Patrick Conlon, a goalkeeper, an English goalkeeper. I don't like that 5 command of area. 7 positioning, 6 agility. Really good handling, really good reflexes. I don't know. I feel like a lot of his numbers are in areas that I really don't care about, or I care a little bit less than others. Like 14 handling. If he's going to have 14 somewhere, I prefer not handling. Obviously, handling's good, but I don't think it's as important as like one-on-ones. Any of these aerial command of area communication, I feel like I value them a little bit higher. Agility, anticipation, positioning, 16 teamwork. Does that even do anything? Teamwork on a goalkeeper? Work rate, again, does that do much? Leadership, yeah, I don't love Patrick Conlon. All right, now the 3 good ones. We'll leave Adam Morgan to last, even though he doesn't have quite a potential as Runar Freyr Einarsson, who will do right for him. Let's do Kruger next. The Argentinian can play center back apparently, or wing back. Is he tall enough to play center back? Possibly, potentially, but he does only have 6 jumping reach. I think he's definitely a fullback. I think he's definitely a right back. He can grow. But is that jumping reach ever going to be good enough to play center back? Unlikely. And he's got decent enough attributes for fullback. He doesn't have like 2 crossing, which they a lot of times do. No, he's not bad. Kruger is not that bad. All right, now the Icelandic winger stroke striker. How good is Runar? Okay, he's probably not a striker at 7 finishing and 5 jumping reach at 5'8". Only 8 passing. Could be worse, but still not great. Right-footed. Physicals are solid. 5 concentration. I was hoping I'd like him a little bit more. He's okay. He's okay. All right, now the big one. Adam Morgan. 1.5 star current ability. 3.5 star potential. We know players with lower potential can be really good. Just look at Isaac Beatty. He doesn't have amazing potential. Apparently, all he is a 2.5 star player. And when he was generated, he was only like a 3.5 star player. Okay, now apparently he has potential again. But that was his potential, like when he generated as 16. And he's still a very, very good player, even without that crazy potential. So there is still hope for Adam Morgan. He's a midfielder, supposedly can play striker and attacking midfield as well. How is he? I mean, he's no Isaac Beatty at 16 years old, but he's actually kind of a similar player in terms of his attributes. Defensive enough. He is definitely a defensive deep lying playmaker for us. Just like I kind of think Isaac Beatty's best role is. But really good tackling, good passing and vision, good teamwork. Physicals aren't amazing, but for that role, I don't think you need amazing physicals. First touch is very good. Maybe can be a set piece guy. Yeah, I like Adam Morgan. Yeah, he's not as insane as a guy like Isaac Beatty was, but he's a solid 16-year-old. Should I be saying that? All right, we've agreed contracts with all the youth intake players we want to keep around. Now we shift our focus to a Harry Kane-less Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Kane has retired from football, so this is going to be a different looking Tottenham side, but they're still very good, so we need to treat them seriously. And we're going to do as such. We're putting out a very strong team for this one. Up top, Thiago comes back in at striker. Pino also comes back in on that left-hand side, even though I did have an idea of maybe starting Sterling. He played amazingly in that last game, but Yermin Pino is just too good to bring out. And Kai Havertz played well too, so I can't really drop either of them right now. In the midfield, we're going with Gavi, Mariba, and Kessie. I thought about playing Mount, but Gavi's actually played decently well recently. And we've got some heavy match loads in the squad. I'm kind of ignoring it on some players I think have to play, but I thought maybe Mason Mount could sit this one out. Gavi, not a heavy match load. He can come in. I think he'll do a good job, hopefully. Kessie comes in as that defensive midfielder. Camavinga just needs a rest. He's got a heavy match load. I thought we could bring Kessie in. Beatty could be the backup. All fine. If we need a more attacking player, we could bring on Mason Mount from remove Mariba maybe. Back line is going to be basically our starting back line, the best one we've got. Ruggieri at left back, who has been in amazing form. Look at that. You don't see that kind of consistency from a fullback very often. Nothing below a 7.3 in his last 5 games. He's never above an 8, but he's never below a 7.3. Really, he's never above a 7.5, but I will take that for a fullback. Ruggeri's playing very well, so he's keeping his position. Regulon hasn't really done enough for me to consider starting him today. The rest of the back line is Badiashile at left center back. Cerezo comes back in. James comes back in. And Horazzo stays in net. We are playing our higher tempo style. We are away from home, and it is Tottenham. So I just want to create chances. I'm not worried about possession today. The first highlight of the match is 12 minutes in. This is starting with Tottenham looking to build out from the back. Demiral's going to go over to a strike partnership, Christian Romero, who's going to go out wide to former Chelsea man Ben Chilwell. They're going to go up to Otara, the regen striker that could also play on the wings. I think it's probably better on the wing, but they're playing him up top today in a 4-4-2. Back to him on this left-hand side now. He's going to look for the former Barcelona product, Akamak, or however you pronounce it. Ben Chilwell is going to go back to Ricci, the midfielder, out to Skip, Utara. Nice patient play so far from Chelsea, or from Tottenham. They're going to go up to Vlahovic, who's kind of the Harry Kane replacement. He's been there for a while, and he might have just gotten involved in a Tottenham goal. It is the former Barcelona man that puts it in the back of the net. I'm hoping he's offside, obviously, and he is. It's still 0-0. They might not have scored, but that passage of play was still a little worrying because they looked to be able to play the ball around pretty easily, and we couldn't really do much. We've got a free kick now in a dangerous area, and Yeremy Pino, the do-it-all winger, this time he hits a free kick in that is very good free kick. So much power behind that keeper. Never in a million years is he getting to that. That is a very good free kick, and it gives us the lead. And there's going to be a kickoff highlight, though. Tottenham are going to see if they can get one right back, or is this going to be a misery compiler? Marcio is going to go back to Mayor Demiral. This is very reminiscent so far of their first highlight, where they had that offside goal. Ricci back to Demiral, playing this very well, more shorter passing. Oliver Skip into Ricci. They're not looking to kick it straight up to their strikers, kind of like Celtic did in the last game. Didn't work out for them, though they did get those 2 goals. Okay, never mind. They are going to kick it long. This time the goalkeeper kicks it long, and he gets headed down to Vlahovic. He would have gotten the assist if the other one wasn't offside, but he didn't. He gets a goal just a little bit later, though, and it's already back to 1-1. With 2 minutes left, that might be the half, and it looks like it's going to be. We're going to go into halftime tied 1-1 in a match that's been pretty even. We've created more chances, but their chances have all been very high quality. 3 shots on target and 1 XG. That's hard to do. They've gotten 2 clear-cut chances and 2 half chances from 5 shots. We had some awful defending on show against Celtic, and it looks like it's carried over to this Tottenham match. They should not be creating that many good chances with basically every shot. Our defenders have to do better. Horazzo claims that free kick of theirs. Now we're going to see if we can build from the back. We've not seen us on the ball very much so far today. Cerezo looking to do it all himself, though. Running down this right-hand side as a center back. Eventually he gives it up and eventually does get it back. And he's going to go all the way back to Horazzo with a interesting and dangerous header. Fortunately, it does come off for us. Gavi looking to run forward. He's going to look through Bruno Thiago, and he hits the post. Should have been putting that on target. It's been a pretty quiet second half. We're 76 minutes in, and we've got a highlight. And it's going to start with us. Mason Mount has come on as a sub, and he's on the ball. He's going to find Gavi. His midfield pairing, as that playmaker, is going to look to push forward and find Bruno Thiago. He's going to go right past the defender and have a chance on goal. At least he puts this one on target, but he still couldn't find the back of the net. We are going to see this corner, though. We might be bringing on Benjamin Sesko at some point. He played very well in the last match, and his ability in the air could make the difference today. Clarence is going to go out to Mason Mount, and he gives it away, but we do get it right back. Cerezo is going to find Gavi. He's going to go all the way back to Horazzo, and that's how the highlight ends. 3 minutes left of added time, and this might be a very boring end to what has been a tight affair. And there's been no highlights since the last one, which was like, what, 78 minutes in? A lot of nothing, and it ends 1-1. And probably pretty fair. XG, very similar, even though we did have more chances, but they did create a lot better chances than we did. But after they had those 2 clear-cut chances and 2 half chances, they had that like the first half. So we really held them in the second half. We defended a lot better. We just couldn't find a breakthrough to get our winning goal. Not a bad result, but we didn't get to extend the lead we have over Tottenham. And unfortunately, Liverpool were able to extend the lead they have over us. They won the match they had against Arsenal, and so now they go 3 points clear of us. We're still in with the title challenge, but we've got some big teams coming up, including the team up next, Manchester City. And we're going to need to get some big wins if we're going to stay up there with Liverpool and have a chance of winning the league this season. Coming up next episode, we've got a double header against Atletico Madrid in the Europa League quarterfinal. This is a competition that I want to win, but the game is sure making it hard as physically possible, matching us up against the best team left in the competition. They currently sit 3rd in La Liga, 4 points behind second place Villarreal with the game in hand, and 11 points behind Barcelona, also with the game in hand. They sit 4 points ahead of Real Madrid, who also they have a game in hand on. So this is a good Atletico Madrid team. We have to take them seriously. And we're going to probably have to have a better performance than we saw today against Tottenham if we're going to get through that tie. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.